What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Rhea and Fran, giving you that Friday energy on a Wednesday. It's some beautiful Friday energy here today in the lovely, gorgeous streets of New York City. The sun is shining, the sun is setting later, and it's about 63 degrees, and things are feeling good, ladies and gentlemen. How are we feeling?
Oh my God, that felt like you were opening the morning news.
It was the morning announcement.
Felt like I was watching a weatherman
right?
on TV.
I was trying to emulate morning school announcements.
Yeah.
That's what I was doing.
Partly cloudy sky, 60 degrees, and everybody enjoy your day.
Yeah.
You know?
Or like on a flight where they're like,
homecoming.
it's looking like where we land.
Remember, homecoming
pilot.
is this Friday. Don't forget to get your tickets and vote for homecoming king and queen.
I didn't have that.
Neither did I.
Yeah. Morning announcements feels like such a high school, like a TV show high school thing.
Oh no, I did have morning announcements.
No, I did not.
Oh yeah, no, we had morning
no,
announcements. We had the whole production, the morning announcements, the whole thing. But no, homecoming king and queen is what I meant.
No,
that was a television movie thing.
You guys didn't have prom either, right?
No, we didn't.
Yeah.
We
crazy.
We had this thing called senior send off, and it was on a boat around New York City. So it was basically prom. You wore dresses, just not long ones, short ones, and you couldn't bring a date.
Oh.
Yeah, I think things
it's really not prom-esque.
No,
at all.
I think things got a little out of hand in previous proms.
Yeah, gotcha.
So they had to change things around.
Yep.
At the Catholic school.
Yep.
And but we partied like it was after prom.
Right.
You know,
we only had junior and senior prom.
Yeah,
but combined. Like prom was the juniors and seniors together.
Oh, fun.
But you better be in a short dress if you're a junior.
Oh, do not come trying to show up the senior gals.
Exactly.
It's their fucking last year.
Yeah.
And if you try to show them up, you wait until next year to have your time.
Am I making that up?
Why would you just be making something up?
No, I'm making it up. I'm trying. Like I'm actually like trying to remember.
That would be wild.
No, it was. But I think we all wore long dresses. I think I made up the short dress thing.
But in your head, you thought, why the fuck are the junior girls wearing
at the public
short
school, junior prom was short dresses.
Okay, they had a cutoff.
Yes.
But
I think at my high school, because now I'm trying to think of what I wore to junior prom. Did I even go to prom junior year?
Oh my God. Wait, do you even remember what happened?
No, I honestly...
You're just making shit up left and right right now.
I know. Well, I have two images in my mind, but they were both senior prom. My problem is I went to a lot of proms.
Popular.
Not to brag.
Wow.
Not a lot. But like at an all-girls school.
Somebody was Miss Popular.
Yeah, we have prom. The boys' schools have prom.
Yes. They got to take some girls from the girls' school.
Yeah. Public, or if you maybe were invited to the town you're like
your town's prom.
Senior year, I went to prom with my high school boyfriend who went to the public school.
Bad boy.
Yeah.
Ooh.
No big deal. My boyfriend went to public school.
Shit. Things got crazy. Damn.
Yeah, no.
Would have been a good rule, even though you just made it up.
Yeah. Well, it was definitely short dresses for the public school kids.
Right.
But I can't even remember if my high school had... It was together. I'm going to have to look back at my...
Yeah, you should. You should look at some photo albums.
You get in like a car accident after...
No, like, let me tell you something. This is what happens. I don't remember anything. My memory is terrible. Isn't that so bad that I can't remember that? Like, it wasn't that long ago.
No.
Right? Like,
it wasn't
why do
that
I
long
not
ago.
remember that? And it's crazy because sometimes pictures just don't even... Pictures don't even cut it.
You?
Well... you have you take so many pictures and then they go on some laptop that breaks eventually and then it's gone. They're gone.
A Dell laptop.
You know?
Pink.
Like they're literally they're just gone. No, see, we had semi-formal. But that was...
But wouldn't you prefer them to be gone? Like, I don't need to see myself at prom.
Oh my God, what are you talking about?
I such
loved
a fucking loser.
Prom.
What were you wearing?
I mean, what was I? Do people wear tuxes to prom? I don't even know. I was wearing like a
tux
or whatever.
You do wear a tux to prom.
Yeah, a tux. Oh man,
Shit.
I'm just picturing it in my head right now.
I'm so cute.
My parents had to beg me to go.
Look at my side part with my side ponytail. Wait, let me see. Here's a picture of me and my dad. Oh no, here's yeah. And also everything's now you're so used to seeing pictures because of social media that they're
flip now,
vertical. And I'm like, oh, you can't even see my dress.
Right, it's horizontal. Who took that picture?
Look at that little baby.
Oh, it's so cute.
Yeah.
Pretty white dress.
My dress was actually a little scandalous at the time.
Yeah,
I will
wow.
say. It had a
little
mesh insert.
A mesh
a little
V-cut.
A little V-cut. My boobs were smaller then.
Yeah.
They
grew.
They did.
You grew into them.
Yep.
They grew into you.
But now I'm trying to think, so maybe I did go to junior prom. Anyway,
we'll
moving
figure
on.
it out.
We can move on from
Report
this.
back on next episode.
Yeah, no, we can.
Please let us know.
We can move.
And all the rules that went into it.
You know how you also think about it? You think about it like by date, like who your date was, you know? Aha! I did go to junior prom.
Your junior prom or somebody else's junior prom?
No, mine.
And what dress were you wearing? Was it short or was it long?
It was long, I think. I can only see my face in this picture.
Those damn horizontal pictures.
Yeah, look at that zigzag part.
Yeah, wow. Oh, you look so pretty.
Thanks. Claire did my hair. I remember that.
She crushed it.
I remember that.
Well, that's a nice moment.
Yeah, exactly. So there was only one big dance? It was like senior year?
Yeah. I
Did
didn't
you
go
have
to any
like
other proms.
homecoming, semi-formals?
No.
Nothing.
None of that.
No semi-formal?
No.
Like freshman year, sophomore year? Damn.
No.
That's crazy.
I know.
They really deprived you guys. They said, you guys are too crazy.
Yeah, I think a lot of things happened.
Yeah.
There were some really crazy stories that happened in the grades above us that I think they were like, we gotta put the axe on all this.
Yeah.
They start to not trust kids. I mean, thinking back to things I would do, I wouldn't risk getting in trouble like that now. Like going into my school bathroom, and this is when weed pens just started becoming a thing.
Wow.
And it was really exciting. People would bring them into school.
That's crazy that happened when you were in
high school.
In high school. Young. She's so young.
You're not even that much younger than me.
No. I'm going to be 28 in July. I'm growing.
Yeah.
But
maybe I was just a nerd though.
Yeah.
I didn't really I wasn't a big
I mean, hey, me and you both, pal. Me and you both.
Yeah.
I only smoked a lot because my sibling, when you have older siblings, you guys were the older siblings.
No, I straight up thought like if I smoked weed, I was going to die. So
yeah, I had bad influence siblings. So I remember when kids started bringing weed pens to school and going into the bathroom during study hall and smoking them. Like, I get shivers down my back thinking about doing that now. Like, I would never now. Like, I don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have that many fears.
It's crazy
sometimes.
what kids do,
It is. Like, I'm like, shit. Like, that's
I'm happy I didn't, because I feel like being high in high school would have been a nightmare.
It was a nightmare. I think back to
I'd be like so in my head.
Smoking before school and going into my homeroom and sitting. And my two best friends were in the same homeroom as me. So you're all just sitting there like you're looking at your teacher like he has 5,000 heads and he's looking back at you. And in your head, you're convinced he knows.
I really know. I didn't. G and JB had more problems. They went to public school, It's
just crazy the thing you think about that you do as a kid.
Yeah.
That
Gia, I don't know if she'll mind if I tell this story, but I don't know if it was I think it was maybe her senior year. She, like first period, she just would fall asleep. I don't know. She's just tired. I don't know. Like she just like didn't care. Like, anyway, And the one teacher like made her go to made her go get drug tested. She thought she was like on drugs, that she kept falling asleep. It was a disaster. My mom tore up that school.
Oh my God, I can only imagine.
When that went down.
Don't you dare accuse my kids.
Oh, that teacher was ripped a new one.
Oh my God. She's just tired. Yeah. You're making this kid wake
really,
up at the ass crack of dawn to get to first period.
Yep.
Isn't it crazy when you look back at how early classes started?
Yes. I actually think about that. I actually think about that all the time because of how I am just so not a morning person now. And I'm like, God, there was a time that I was waking up early every day and going to school by 8 a.m.
It's crazy. They make you clock in early.
They do.
It's a full day.
I would be lying if I said that wasn't a worry that I've had in my mind when it came to there's so many other things. This is going to sound so ridiculous.
I know what she's about to say. Are you about to say you're worried? That's your biggest worry about having kids?
Yes, like that. I
waking up
I
for
have
your
to wake
kids?
up my kids to go to school. That I have to be up to make sure they're ready for school.
Your kid's like, mommy, you have to drive me to school. You're like, no.
30 more minutes.
Drive yourself. Here's the keys. Oh, you're 9 years old?
Yes.
Fucking take the keys. You
And
should be
granted,
driving already.
Yeah, I'm just completely skipping over the phase of having a baby and being
Right.
up all the time anyway,
You're
which
gonna,
will,
by
of
that
course,
time,
will change my habits
Right.
that I am in now. But I immediately skip to oh my God, my kids are 4th grade. I gotta wake up to
Right.
make sure that they're at school on
You're like,
time.
no, stay home. You don't feel good today, right?
You got to
Stay
really
home.
relish in the days right now and just be every morning
I
that you
know.
sleep in, just be just take it in.
Yeah.
That's what Joe says to me all the time about getting a dog. He's like, you're gonna have to get up and get, when you're. I'm like, yeah, no, I know. I gotta prepare myself.
Yeah. No, your kid's gonna be you're like, no, I think you need a mental health day today.
Yeah.
I think tomorrow, the night before, does your stomach
Yeah,
hurt?
right. See,
Your stomach hurt?
I
It's gonna
know.
hurt in the morning.
some families just have this sleep gene. Some people, they're just up at the crack of dawn no matter what. They're up early. They cannot sleep in. My family does not have that problem. We can sleep
Yeah.
for
with ya.
quite some time.
Yeah.
So, it's gonna have to change eventually.
Yeah, take my keys. Get out of here.
No. Yep. Sorry to all the moms out there listening to this that want
does,
to actually shoot me in the face.
Does Mrs. So-and-so, is she driving to school today?
Yeah. I think the next door neighbor is driving. Just get in their
It's their
car.
day.
Yeah.
They're on duty today.
Carpool. That's why I signed up for carpool.
No, you're taking the bus today.
Yeah, I was gonna say, put your ass on the bus.
Yeah, take the bus.
Yep.
Oh man. All right, let's get into the the rest of the show. We have a great interview with Gabby and Casey, the winners of Love Island. Super exciting. That ended a little bit ago, but we're super excited to talk to them. We also have the Pop Corner. We're taking your questions, your calls, pop culture takes. We're going to be talking about Gigi Hadid and Bradley Cooper. Gigi Hadid, opens up a little bit about the relationship.
Yeah.
We don't usually get much. We get pictures, but not them talking about each other. Love is Blind has come to an end, and we have a new trailer for The Valley. So let's get into it. By now, you have to be craving a yummy McDonald's breakfast. My personal favorite, the McGriddles. A sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles is my absolute favorite. Little hash brown action. I got to get two. One just isn't enough for me. Some hot cakes with some syrup on it, some butter, a little high C on the side. Oh, I love it. I love when I make that buzzer just in time for some McDonald's breakfast in my life. It is the absolute best. So make sure you're making time to get that McDonald's breakfast. You can make a breakfast taco with the big breakfast, which is actually pretty good. Or you can put a little hash brown on your McMuffin, your McGriddles, whatever you're feeling. Once again, my advice is always get 2 hash browns, not just one. One is not going to suffice because they're the best. So remember that breakfast always comes first, and make sure you wake up in time for McDonald's breakfast. Gigi Hadid on the cover of Vogue talked a little bit about her relationship with Bradley Cooper. We do see photos of them together quite often, maybe at the Eagles game, maybe just on the streets of New York City. They're not talking about each other much. I mean, one time Gigi Hadid was asked about Bradley Cooper on the carpet. He said, he's home on dad duty, being supported from afar. But she opened up about their relationship and said that Bradley, really encourages her, opens her up to new life. She started going to the theater again more. It's nice to be with a partner who knows, what they deserve and who they are and what they want. And she feels the same way. And they met at a mutual friend's backyard party for their child. Yeah. So it was a kid's birthday party that they met at in the backyard. They clicked, they hit it off. The only thing that stops me in my tracks about these two is remembering how old Bradley Cooper is. Yeah. And Gigi Hadid is a full-grown adult with a child. Yeah. She's 29 or 30 at this point. Yeah. And Bradley Cooper's 50. Yeah. So when I see that 50 mark, I'm like,
the 5 really changes things.
As I just mentioned, I'm going to be 28 in July.
Yeah.
thinking about being with a 50-year-old,
Yeah,
I just
no.
couldn't do it.
No.
I just couldn't do it. You know, like I feel like you're in different stages of life, whatever. But you know, Hollywood, I guess she feels maybe she feels like she's 50.
I just think in 20 years is when it's gonna like kick in, or like in 10 years when it's 60 versus like 50. You know,
For him?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
like when
Like
they're
when
older,
she's
like
40
when
and
she's
he's
40,
60.
he's 60.
Oh,
Like it's like
oh.
more visibly you can see it.
Well,
more.
I see what 40 and 60.
Can
I
see it
think,
now.
yeah, I think 30 and 50 is more of a
Yeah.
jump than 40 and 60.
I think
Because
it's also
50 is like 50.
Right.
Like when you hit that 50 number, it's like
But
you're
there's some-
5-0.
yeah.
And I'm not saying he looks old or anything of that sort, but maybe he feels younger and she feels older. You know, who knows?
I just think
Some people do say age is just a number, but I'm not, very on board with that a lot of times. I guess it depends.
it matters.
Yeah.
When age is but a number, but when it is
But people
Yeah.
say that, but sometimes it really does matter.
right. I mean, if you're like when a 22-year-old is with a 75-year-old man, like
No, that
yeah,
matters.
sorry, that matters.
Yes.
Bill Belichick.
That
Yeah,
matters.
Bill Belichick.
There was a video the other
Bill-
day where
yeah.
That
matters.
matters.
it looked like she was like holding him up to walk.
No, I no.
Let me just
it's-
prop Grandpa up to get
Yeah,
him to get him
literally.
down the road. It's absurd.
It is
I was
telling.
kissing my mom off the other day, being like, "They're in love. Just let them be in love." She's like, "It's disgusting." I'm like,
Yeah. Mom, don't you just know true love?
It is telling that she is basically saying Gigi Hadid like at 20, and of course, like she is a mother and she co-parents with Zayn, which she also mentioned in the article as well, that they plan their schedules months in advance and they really just try and be their best to co-parent, which I thought it was very nice what she said. But she's saying it's like she said getting to the point where knowing what you want and deserve in a relationship is essential. And then she said, and then to find someone that is in a place in their life where they know what they want and deserve, and you both do work separately to come together and be the best partner that you can be. It's just funny to me because I do think it really shows like the emotional maturity that women can have at a much earlier age, that it takes much longer for a man to get to that point. She's like, I'm 29. I know what I want. I know what I want in a relationship, and I want to find somebody that is on the same playing field with that. And it's like, yeah, Bradley Cooper is, because now he's 50 and he's now he knows. Now he knows what he wants.
Yeah, I mean, it's just you want to support, if they're in a happy relationship, but at the same time that when you see that 5-0, you're like,
Yeah.
But I guess they hit it off, and I
mean, they've been together for a few years now.
yeah,
so
they have been. They've been kicking it.
She
I've always wanted to use that term.
they have been kicking it.
I'd have never have. Yeah, they've been kicking it
Yeah.
for a couple years now.
She said that he's inspired her to jump and take the leap in life, which is very, I mean,
That's
it all
nice.
sounds like it's been a great relationship for the both of them, and that maybe he's encouraged her to take like some different career opportunities or risks or things that maybe she wouldn't have done.
Yeah, some nice fatherly wisdom. Okay. That one slipped.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, that's fair. And they met at a backyard birthday party for a child of a mutual friend, and that's really, all they share. They did, like I said, custody. She's got their custody schedules months in advance with Zayn. They try and help each other out and have each other's backs as much as they can, and hopefully, like that all stays the same. But clearly, they're in a good place in their relationship.
Yes,
Bradley
and that's
Gigi.
That's very nice for them, and
Yeah. Yep.
we can't begin to understand the minds of
Yeah.
Hollywood sometimes.
20 years, it's for us mere normies, it feels like a lot, but I guess it does work for some people.
in Hollywood world, they
Yeah.
it's different.
Exactly.
in that world, Moving on, the Valley trailer has been released, and woo, Ooh.
Wow.
This one's going to pop off this season.
Explosive.
It is explosive. There is a lot going on. We enjoyed the first season of The Valley. Thought it was entertaining.
Very much so.
And I think it's only about to get even more entertaining. And they know they had to pump this up because Vanderpump's come to an end and they had to step up. And that they are doing. This season.
They really are. Because not only is it drama and that everyone's been following along with what's been going on with Jax and Britney.
Yes,
but,
of course.
Kristen got engaged. And now there's that. And the other, it's honestly, there's a 30-second montage, like in the beginning of the trailer, or it's like in the middle of the trailer, where every man in the different relationships is getting called out for bad behavior. It's like every single relationship is like, oh, I heard Jason doesn't wear his wedding ring when he goes out. I heard Danny gets handsy when he's out. He's grabbing people's asses. Oh, Jesse's a drunk. Like, it's just like...
There's a lot going on.
It's just all bad news, it appears.
Bad news all over the place. And I mean, we know that's the case with Jax and Britney. And, apparently Jax is filming Britney and all this, shit is coming about. And we know that Jax just talked about his addiction recently. And, he just came out and said that I'm not quite sure if it's revealed in this season of The Valley. But they're not the only people with the drama. All these other couples involved.
Yeah,
have a lot of drama going on.
And there's also one part that like my jaw dropped because Kristen and Janet have definitely been going at it for a little bit now.
Not kicking it.
No, certainly not kicking
Butting
it.
heads.
And it sounded like they got into a fight, and at one point Kristen yelled back at her, "You're a fucking fan, bitch."
Wow.
Woo.
Shit.
Janet's been Vanderpump adjacent for like a really long time.
Yeah.
She's been friends with all the girls for a long time.
He a fan, Now she's
finally on a show, stirring shit up.
Oh my God, fan
behavior.
behavior.
Oh my God.
Fan behavior.
Great drama though.
Let me tell you, Bravo hates to see a fan coming.
Yeah.
Because they're going to do one thing.
They'll put them on the show.
They're going to put them on the show. They're going to stir shit up.
Yeah.
They're going to have fake accounts.
Yep.
Reality Von Teese is going to step in.
Seriously, some of these they're grabbing at. I can't believe what. It's just everybody's marriage, relationship seems to be in turmoil. Jackson made a joke. It was like, how's Kristen and Luke in the best relationship?
And then they sign up to put it all on television.
I know.
Not
right?
only are these people having these marital
the
problems
second season.
and whatever, like off air, then they go, yeah, you know what? We actually want to be on reality TV, and we want the whole world to know what's going on over here. They probably tell themselves, fuck it. If we're dealing with this, fucking pay us for it.
Right.
We'll fucking have a horrible marriage and put it on TV if you're going to pay us for it.
Right. These girls are like, I hear all these rumors about my husband getting a little too drunk, grabbing ass when he's out, but I think we should definitely go on reality TV.
Yeah, we should go on reality TV so that more ass can be grabbed.
The Jesse and Michelle, too, is crazy. It's like they've broken up. Jesse's calling his wife a hooker.
It's insane.
Ex-wife, I guess, now. I don't know. Yeah.
You can't be having your husband out there grabbing ass. You can't be grabbing ass.
No.
And you can't be calling your ex-wife a hooker.
No.
You were married to that nice lady.
And you can't be taking your ring off when you're going out either. So the accusations that are flying around for these guys, not good.
That's bad.
Yeah.
That's bad. If you are taking your ring off to go out to grab some ass,
I know.
It's a problem.
Two different guys.
No, two separate guys, combine them together.
I know.
Got a big problem.
Right. No, that's very true. You know,
two separate problems, both big problems.
Do you think this has nothing to do with the Valley, really? But it is funny because I do see people say that they think men in wedding rings attracts women more.
Well, then that's a sickness on the woman's part.
Yeah,
the women,
right?
The women for being like, ooh, he's wearing a wedding ring.
Yeah,
but also, if the guy is entertaining it, obviously that's a huge problem.
Totally.
But if you're a woman who sees a wedding ring and goes, ooh, I want some of that, that's also a huge problem.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Definitely. I think is it because they're like, they're a taken man? That means, they got something going on.
Maybe that'll be Jason's spin. He's like, look, honey, I get hit on way more when I have my ring on. So I take it off when I go out.
I have to take
I gotta take this thing off when I go out.
Imagine men using that as an excuse. I have to take my ring off, or else these ladies.
I get way more attention when I have my ring on.
They flock to me when I got my ring on. This is like a signal to come here. Well, I gotta take this bad boy off. No, that's it's the Pete Davidson thing. It's like when Ariana Grande said he had a big dick, everybody wants Pete Davidson. Everyone's like, ooh, I want to see this big dick.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
I think that's what people are referring to. But no, it's a problem if the guy entertains it. Obviously, he's fucking married. And a problem if a girl is like, ooh, wedding ring, I want a piece.
Totally.
You know?
Well, I'm very excited for this season of The Valley. I think it's going to be great. They turned it up for sure. This was the right, it was looking kind of crazy.
Yeah.
All around.
It is going to be a crazy season. I'm very excited. We need something to fill that Vanderpump void, but.
Right. Like, this is what I'm saying, is that it is a good example, though, of when shows, and we're going to talk about it a little bit in the pop corner, but is when shows do kind of come to an end, that there are other avenues and ways to go about it that, like, make sense. Like, I don't think anybody thought The Valley would have this drama. Everyone was like, oh, married couples in the Valley, like, this sounds so boring. Like, we're not gonna watch it. This isn't Vanderpump. This shit's crazier than Vanderpump.
What we should have heard is married couples in the Valley, and said yes. They're gonna be fighting and grabbing ass, and taking off their wedding rings in the Valley.
For real,
we should have had our alerts on a little bit more.
For real,
that this was gonna be something.
Maybe they need to incorporate some married couples into Southern Children,
and see what happens.
Yeah,
this is gonna be a good season of the Valley. I got my Abercrombie jeans on, as always, the comfiest, the best fitting jeans there are. And Abercrombie's new long weekend collection is perfect for finally taking your plans out of the group chat. They got the Scarlet Skirt, which I have. It's perfect if you want to dress it down, if you want to dress it up for a night out, just casual day. Spring is near. You need a skirt in your life, specifically the Scarlet Skirt. There's also the Mila dress. It's the newer daytime dress that you could throw on and look effortlessly styled. And they also have the bubble hem dress. It's not a throwback anymore. You can give this a new fun silhouette a try in your life with some bubble hem. Okay, you got that bubbly skirt, that bubble hem dress in your life. And also the new YPB Active is live too. I love my YPB Active wear. My sets are perfect for working out. They're super comfortable. So many different styles and colors. I really have them all. I have a cheetah print. I have pink, navy, black. I love it all. And you can shop new arrivals every week at Abercrombie. Make sure you get the app, the Abercrombie app. You can see those new arrivals come in, or shop on the website, shop in store, and shop new arrivals every week at Abercrombie. Love is Blind has wrapped up, and I don't think this was anybody's favorite season. I think this season had a little bit of a dip. It's bound to happen. Lightning in a bottle with Love is Blind sometimes. You know, you get a season that's just woo amazing, then you get the next season's not going to be as good. But this one, you know, wasn't the best, but there still was a little bit happening. I think we had a guy who, from what I've seen, I started it and I honestly was so bored by it that I couldn't continue. But a guy who just, I think, loved his sister far too much was a big topic of conversation this season.
Yeah, for sure. He did. Definitely. Dave.
You know, love your siblings, but not that much.
Yeah. Well, it just really sounded like Dave should not have got on this show, is the thing. And that's what kind of annoys me too. And some of the other families brought it up also, with the way that sometimes this ends, is like, when they get to the altar and they're just crying and they're like, I need more time. It's like, okay, why did you sign up for this show though? You know? And of course it's a different scenario. You think you can do it, and then in the moment, obviously you can feel differently. And she did have other reasons as well. I'm talking about Virginia's for why she didn't get married. But there were a lot of couples, back to Dave for a second. Dave really, like, it sounded like he needed his sister's approval to go on the show. And then finally she did. But it was like, you better not actually get engaged from this show, you know?
Couples,
and then he did it anyway.
Or siblings.
Yeah. So really bizarre scenario. Really sounded like he should not have gone on this show in the first place. Obviously, he wanted to pop off on Love is Blind, had a different reaction, I think, than he had expected. It's you can't be going on a show like this and like telling your family members like, hey, don't worry, I'm definitely not going to get engaged, you know? And then they're like, well, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
And
you never know what's going to happen if you're signing up for a show that you get engaged at the end.
Yeah, right, exactly. And not even at the end, at the beginning.
Right.
You get engaged at the beginning.
You get married at the end.
You get married at the end.
You get engaged
you get straight up engaged at the beginning.
Yes.
So they sat down at the reunion as well. And after a year passes, things always calm down. It's not like the same feelings are there and they've lived so much life. But Dave did kind of try and shoot a shot almost a little bit with Lauren, which was like, all right, buddy, like, come on. Like, this is you. Lauren was like, I really don't believe you. Like, you've had my phone number for a year. You know, it's kind of crazy. But they did have a lot of couples get engaged, not a crazy amount, but like, you know, more than normal, I would say, maybe get engaged. And then there was all these weddings. There was only one out of the 4 weddings. Normally it's split sometimes. 3 of them did not happen. And all for very legitimate reasons. But because they're legitimate reasons, it just makes for boring TV, you know? Like, they're not getting married because they're like, I don't think we're aligned in our politics, and that's really important to me. It's like, okay, fair.
Yeah.
Okay, fair. But like, it's like the way Love is Blind works is that they push them so hard to make those decisions at the altar for the drama, for the suspense, that it feels almost silly. Right. Because it's like they know. It's like, okay, well, they've had the conversations. They know already with Sarah. I think her name is Sarah. And Ben. They had the same conversation over and over and over and over. And they just never, it was like, Ben didn't really show the initiative that she wanted in him, like, caring about, you know, the LGBTQ community, her sister. It was, like, very important to her. And he goes to church every week, and, like, they didn't feel aligned on that. And he didn't know his church's stance on you know, gay couples and gay marriage and, like, all these things. And it's like, okay, so you know pretty early on if that's so important to you and you can't budge on that, that you're not going to get married.
Right.
So,
and she's probably like, okay, I'm not marrying him. Yeah. But then they're going to force them to get up there.
Yeah. Well, my God, he was like, I'm saying yes. Like, he was down. He was so down. And she was just like, no, it's not right. And the same thing with Virginia and Devin too. Like, Devin said, I do. And then Virginia was like, nope. And it was the same kind of thing. She was like, he didn't really want to talk about his values on camera. And he led to believe he grew up in a more conservative household. And I don't know if that aligns with how I live my life. And there was a couple other instances where she had, you know, red flags had popped up. But it's so interesting because they have all these conversations. Their relationship, they had so many conversations about she wanted to get a prenup. Okay, cool. So like they go through the whole process of doing the prenup, signing the prenup. Really makes you think that she's maybe thinking about getting married. Yeah. They signed a prenup. And then afterwards, she's kind of listing all these things. And granted, maybe they happened a little bit later in the game, but things came up that she didn't fully trust him. Like, his mom was given a wedding gift, a check for them. And the mom mentioned it, Devin's mom mentioned it to Virginia, but Devin didn't mention it. And like, she thought that was kind of shady. So there's a couple things that afterwards you see. And Joey and Monica also.
Sorry, when I hear Joey and Monica,
I know,
it
is crazy. It is. Joey and Monica were not getting married. I think they were like riding it out, enjoying the time on the show. It was like they got to the end and it was neither of them have even really said I love you to each other. So probably not going to get married, you know? Yeah. Also, sorry, if I pulled up and saw Joey with his skateboard and the outfit that he wore at the altar, I'm turning right around. It's an immediate no. I'm not even walking down the altar. walk down the aisle.
Wasting your breath.
I'm not walking down the aisle. I am not. I'm taking. I'm taking my dad. Dad, turn this car around.
Fair.
Did you see what he was wearing?
No.
Oh my God, he was in like a light blue jacket and pants with like a blue and white floral button down.
I hate that. With a skateboard?
And I believe he skateboarded down the aisle.
Oh. No.
Terrible.
No.
Now, I will say I do fast forward through a lot of the pre-wedding conversations, which I think everybody does.
Mm-hmm.
The episode's an hour and 45 minutes long. Like, come on.
That's really long.
And they're having the same, it's the same
Do you think I missed
shit
out by not
over and
watching
over.
this season?
No.
Okay.
Not even a little bit, honestly.
Now we're talking about it. I'm like, did I miss out by not watching the season?
No, I really, honestly, really don't think you did.
I feel out of the loop of the conversation.
No, I really don't think you did. Because it's, right? Like, it's like these people didn't get married for very legitimate reasons.
Yeah.
And now,
right.
Okay, good for them.
It's kind of like a clean cut season.
Like, good for them. They recognized that there wasn't any. And then at the reunion, it was like, yeah, we didn't align on these things. And maybe there was some iffy things here or there. It sounded like maybe Ben and Sarah tried to make it work after for a little. But Sarah had to go. I hope her name is Sarah. It is? Okay, Sarah's telling me it's Sarah.
Because you're looking at me and I have no idea.
No, I know. Sarah had a couple months left on her nursing contract. She's a travel nurse in Nashville. She was going to live in Nashville. And they had a plan that Ben was going to go out to Nashville and live with her for 2 weeks to 2 months time. They had a plan. He was going to fly because she was going to have her car, the whole thing. But it sounds like maybe they also had some other conversation before she left that Ben had thought maybe they were like breaking up. I don't know. But she got in the car. She left. She looked at her phone. Ben turned his Find My Friends off so she couldn't see where he was anymore. So that was shady. And then he sent her like really long text messages, kind of, it seemed like ending it. She said they felt really scripted. She never responded. And that was like the last time they talked until he reached out to be on good terms because he had gotten advice from Jimmy, of all people. Remember Jimmy?
Right.
Of all people to be like, you should try and be on good terms with the reunion. Like that helps.
Yeah. You should definitely get advice from Jimmy.
Yeah, you should definitely get advice from Jimmy. So yeah, that and honestly, Nick and Vanessa I thought did better than normal at the reunion, but I also think there wasn't that much. Sometimes with Love is Blind, there's so many off-camera things, drama that's happening behind the scenes that fans really want addressed during the reunion, and then they don't, and then that gets annoying. With this, it was like, oh, who cares? It's totally fine. You know what another really crazy thing is about this, too, is they brought out AD and Ollie. AD was on a season of Love is Blind. Ollie was on Love is Blind UK. They're on this season of Perfect Match. It's coming this summer. They just announced their engagement. So and they came on the reunion to be like, we're engaged.
So they spoiled it.
No, it's like you don't know who wins Perfect Match.
Right,
like they could have not won Perfect Match, but they're still engaged. But like
you don't know that they're together.
Right. So it's like when you go and watching the Perfect Match, you know that
they
like if engaged. Ollie comes in later, if like AD's with somebody at the beginning, obviously that's not going to work out. Weird. I don't know. Netflix takes way too much time to put out their reality shows.
Yeah, they got to get on
like
it.
AD and Ollie full-blown engaged since they went on the show. That's how long it's been since they filmed the show.
Well, that was kind of like when Jessica was on.
Exactly.
And then she was on Perfect Match with Harry Jowsey. And everyone was like, okay, well, clearly it doesn't work out with Jessica because she's on Perfect Match with Harry Jowsey. It's a whole thing. Yeah, they got to be quicker with the release.
No, it's like, I'm like, oh, I guess they just said, fuck it. We'll be like, hey, we'll announce you guys are engaged. And then Vanessa made a joke of like, oh, did you guys win? And Nick was like, oh, honey, no spoilers. We can't tell you who won.
No spoilers. That is a spoiler.
They're engaged.
You spoiled it.
So I thought that was very interesting. So yeah, stay tuned in 3 more months or however long it is for Perfect Match to still air. They're just like coming this summer. And Taylor and Daniel got married. Happy for them. Cute couple.
Congrats.
They're cute.
Yeah.
He seems like a little muffin. Like he's just a cute,
It sounds like it was just like a clear-cut season.
Yeah, those two really seem like they were meant to find each other and are very cute. They both fucking love Christmas. Although I will say, oh my God, he got a tattoo of her eyes on his chest. And he showed it. And I got to see if I can find a screenshot to like... The tattoo you know when they do the tattoos of people's eyes that are like a block, it's like a box.
Yes.
And it's like this whole part of your face looks like you literally took it off and put it on that's what he had, which he really does not give
Tattoo
that.
guy?
And he does not give that energy.
He doesn't give the energy of tattooing.
Look at that tattoo.
Wow.
Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's big across his whole chest.
Yeah, that's detailed.
Yeah. Right? It's very detailed. And it's like
interesting.
Because I don't know if he has other tattoos.
It's a very interesting tattoo.
Especially
with the hair on the chest over it.
He's not a tattoo. He does not give tattoo guy to me also, if you saw
to be
him.
getting this on you.
Yeah. I got to show you, like, if I showed you him, you'd be like, wait a second, something is, that was a weird, I don't know. Good for him, though, I guess. Or her, I don't know.
Right, you're like, well,
is it an honor to have that happen? He was like, I got her eyes tattooed on my chest. I was thinking, like, two little.
Then are you looking at your eyes all the time? You know, like if you're laying on his chest, you're looking at your own eyes.
So true.
I don't think I'd want that.
Right. You're looking down. You're
looking at your own eyes.
You're looking right into your own eyes.
Right. It's like, yeah.
Maybe she likes it.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Interesting.
For sure. And they were the couple that got into it was these two that got into the whole with like, did he follow me before the show thing?
Yes.
Yeah. You know?
Yes.
So, but they seem to be happily married now. It's been a year. They're still together.
Congrats to them.
I guess that is really always the test too, is when they get to the reunion. It's like, you've been married a year.
Right. It has actually been a long time since filming.
A pretty long
and then
time.
we go back to the
crazy amount of time to like have to keep your marriage private.
A secret. Yeah. Yeah, they need to be quicker with the release times. That's my main takeaway of this conversation.
Totally.
Netflix has to be quicker.
Yep. So, yeah, I think, there's a lot of very practical, level-headed thinkers over there in Minneapolis where they were just like, when it comes down to brass tacks, when they put it all on paper, it was like, this is not going to work.
It's not going to work for me.
And then they said no at the altar. Okay, great. There's like some drama with all the side characters. The people that didn't get engaged.
But at least the girls knew, like, this isn't going to work for me.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I'm putting my foot down.
Yep.
This ain't going to work.
Yep, exactly. So that was this season of Love Is Blind. They're moving on to Denver for the next season.
All right, we'll see what we get in Denver.
We'll see you in Denver.
Yeah. I'm in on the new sock curl trend to get my hair that little bouncy blowout look. But some days I don't feel like washing my hair before doing it. So what do? I spray a little Batiste dry shampoo in my hair. Introducing innovation from the award-winning #1 dry shampoo brand. The new Batiste Light Dry Shampoo is our lightest dry shampoo ever, and it's addressing some of the main reasons you may not already be using dry shampoo. It blends seamlessly into the hair, and it leaves no visible residue. That's what I used to get nervous about with dry shampoo, is leaving that white residue. That's not happening here with this new Batiste Light Dry Shampoo. It's lightweight, it's non-gritty, it's absorbing oil and grease for cleaner looking hair without weighing it down. So I spray it in, I do the little sock curl, sleep with it overnight, and my hair is good to go in the morning. So buy Batiste Light Dry Shampoo online or in store at your nearest retailer. They got different scents. They're subtle scents. You can get the Mellow Melon or the Zen Matcha, whatever you're into. You can buy Batiste Light Dry Shampoo online or in store at your nearest retailer. All right, let's get into the pop corner. Let's take your voicemails. What do you guys want to talk about this week? Make sure if you want to call in, you can call into 914-297-7089, and we will take your voicemails next week, maybe the week after, maybe the week after that. We want to know what you have to say, what you want to talk about, some hot pop culture takes. Maybe you just want to talk about life. Let's get into it. Let's start off with the first question.
Hi, Rhea. Hi, Fran. Hi, Noah. I'm Morgan from Pennsylvania, and my hot take is that there's not enough kisses in TV anymore. Just like Trent said, show me all the kisses. This is definitely true for The Bear. There was not a single romance. I just could not continue watching it unless someone was going to kiss each other. So please let me know if you think that there needs to be more romance, more kisses in TV these days. Thanks, guys. Love you. Bye.
Okay, pervert. I'm kidding.
Show me the kisses.
Yeah.
Where the kisses?
Oh, it makes me miss Trent. Show me the kisses. I have to say, I think it's one way or the other. Either there's not enough kisses or they're full blown fucking.
Yeah.
And there's no in between. Like, give us that tension. Give us the just before, Give us the steamy makeout and just before it happens. I love a little romance like that. I love a little tension like that. Or they're just full blown naked, having sex. It's like I think it's going one way or the other in television right now.
There is that's definitely true. I just don't think they also make those. They don't make a lot of those shows anymore. Like I think about, and I brought this up during the weekly watch report, but like Scandal, Revenge, like the shows that there is such a strong love story component, but then there's so many other things that are going on too.
Yeah,
there's like is either really serious or intense or like not. But look, I mean, there could always be more kisses.
There can always be more kisses.
She's not wrong about that. There could always be more kisses.
I was watching Running Point with Kate Hudson and Brenda Song and Schmidt from New Girl, and even then, you're not seeing. You're not seeing Kate Hudson and why am I blanking on his name? Schmidt from New Girl. They're engaged in the show, but you're not really seeing them be like so lovey-dovey.
Right. And she actually specifically said she wanted to do the show because there wasn't a lot of romance in it. So I think that it does come into play because there's a ton of actors. You have to remember a lot of these actors, actresses are, married families. Maybe they're not trying to be kissy all the time at work.
Right. That could be.
Unless you're Nicole Kidman.
Yeah, and then Nicole Kidman.
Yeah, unless you're Nicole Kidman, you want to baby girl it up.
Yeah, there's kisses, sign me up. Nicole Kidman's involved.
Well, I mean, there's kisses and there's sexual scenes and then there's baby girl. So.
Right. I mean, it's sort of like You're Cordially Invited, Reese Witherspoon, Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
You mentioned this. It was like sort of random that they were
all
of a sudden together at the end.
They didn't need to be.
They didn't even really share a kiss in this whole tension build-up. Show us the kisses. So I see what you're saying, but let's build up that romance.
It's just saying, if there is a love aspect, you're looking to see the physical side of things.
You want to feel the tension.
Yeah.
You want them to meet in the copy room and,
I actually saw a viral tweet yesterday that was like the opposite, where it was like, anytime there's a sex scene or a romance scene, I'm skipping it. Like, I just wanted the plot. Give me the plot. Like, because at some point it's like, all right, they're making out.
Well, that was the other side of what I was saying, where it's like, well, then there's just long sex scenes. And it's like, okay, well, I don't need to see all this.
Yeah, sometimes it's too much.
Right? Like, it's like, there's no in between sometimes.
Are you okay watching sex scenes with your, like, parents? Like, if you're watching a movie and, like, something comes on.
I mean,
it just depends on what degree it is.
Yeah, I don't prefer it, but I'm not, like, super uncomfortable by it either.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody in the room prefers it.
No. like now, I watched 4, 5, 6 of Severance. So I'm like, that, like the love story.
Yeah,
like
that's not too graphic.
No, it's not, but I'm also like, I don't care about this at all.
Yeah.
Like that's one where I'm like, there's so many other things that I want to know.
Yeah, it's like we can't be taking up 5 to 10 minutes of this.
Yeah. But I get it. It does move things a lot. Like it does. It is important. But at the same time, I'm like, okay.
I'm also the person in the room that's gonna like make the joke about it happening. Like, whoa, Nelly. Like I'm gonna call out that this is probably a little awkward.
You have to acknowledge it, or else it makes it even weirder.
Yeah. Everyone's in dead silent.
Yeah.
That was some scene.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, let's move on.
Hey girls, so glad that you had such a fun time on your bachelorette party. I was watching through all your stories. It looked like a lot of fun. Noah too.
Thank you.
Love you
Wish
guys.
you were there.
I guess it's not really a hot take, but I wanted to get your opinions on Southern Charm this season because it's just giving like last seasons of Vanderpump kind of, where like not everyone's really friends with each other anymore. Some of the storylines feel really forced, and like I've really enjoyed watching Shep just squirm with this whole Sienna thing, but it just feels kind of like the whole season has a lot of disconnected storylines, and like I'm just curious your thoughts on it, and what should reality shows do when that happens? Like it kind of happened with Vanderpump, and now it feels like it's happening with Southern Charm, and even like a little bit with Summer House, just when people aren't quite super close anymore, but it's feeling a little forced. So just wanted to get your thoughts on it and see what your opinion was. Anyways, have a great rest of your week. Thanks.
She's not wrong. I think especially, there was some drama recently with, I believe, like Lindsay and Wes, because Wes made a comment on Jason Tartick's podcast. He was being, like, in the context of the whole thing, it wasn't mean or anything, but I think he could not fathom Lindsay being back in the house, like, with a baby,
Mm-hmm.
And Lindsay kind of commented back at him, like, whatever. It's like, she's been, I forget exactly what she said, but along the lines of, like, it's basically, she's been working on that show for a long time. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, I've seen a lot of people talking about it on Summer House, about this season of Summer House too, because the show all the shows just change so much as the people get older. It's like the early seasons of Summer House were so wild. They were out all the time. There was different things going on. And now you watch Summer House, there's drama maybe with the friends at home, and then everyone's like, okay, time for bed, and then everyone goes to bed. It's like there's not as much going on. Southern Charm is kind of the same way, where I really don't think that they all are that close, and like the guys and the girls just have a disconnect for me. Like I think Madison fits in with all of them and like is friends with everybody or friendly enough with everybody that it makes sense. But they just threw Sally in, they threw Molly in. Is these new girls that don't really have the same amount of chemistry as the others. And there's just different things going on. I mean, Vanita and JT is like the most forced plot line ever, I think. Does he have a girlfriend? Does he not have a girlfriend? What's going on? He's closing the door. He doesn't want the cameras in the room. And Craig and Austin are just like, they're going through their own shit, and that's like their whole situation, their whole storyline. So it is very separated.
Yeah, and I think we have to come to terms with the fact that some of our favorite reality shows aren't going to last forever.
No, they can't.
They're kind of going to fizzle out, and the friendships are going to fizzle, and people are going to move on with their lives. And if they were to be stuck in the same people that they were 5-10 years ago, then we have a huge problem.
Yeah.
Like we have a big problem on their hands if these people aren't changing and growing in some form. But that does mean then the format has to be switched up a little bit. I still think it's interesting, and I still love watching their dynamics because we've become attached to these people for so long. But I do think, a couple of the shows could use a little something, some sprucing up.
Yeah, or it's even just like they evolve into different shows or spinoffs or something. If you like, obviously still want to see those people and what they're up to and what they're doing, it's just a totally different dynamic. Like it kind of goes into play with like the Craig and Austin argument too. It's like Austin does kind of want to have the same relationship that they've always had and kind of had the same moments, and Craig is like, I can't. Like literally in the last episode, Craig was like, I'm trying not to be an alcoholic. Like,
right.
Like please, like don't keep forcing me to be in these situations. I really don't want to be in them. I'm trying not to be in them. And once the dynamics start to change, and then like different friendships change, and it's just we can't keep watching Shep. Like,
no, it's so uncomfortable
in these relationships. You can't even call them relationships, really. This was like the best dramatic moment of the whole show. Stop looking at my bad nail. I see you looking at my bad nail. It's not fixed yet. Stop. My eyes are up here, okay?
I can't even deny it.
No,
I honestly
know.
Wasn't trying to, and then it just caught my eye.
Caught your eye. No, it's
and
disgusting.
I thought, oh my god,
I'm getting it.
No, they're just the longest. Listen,
they're really
I've been
long.
there.
I just
trust
really
me,
have to get them.
I'm no one to judge.
You heard me when I called yesterday. I got to go tonight. My appointment's tonight.
No, I'm no one to judge. You know me. I just have never seen your nails grow that long.
Yeah, they are.
It's almost impressive.
They're very long. Yeah, Shep's got a like. we can't keep watching Shep either.
No, it's uncomfortable.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like eventually you just get to be too old.
You're too old for this.
Like I feel the same way with Whitney. Like I don't want to. I'm done watching Whitney too.
Same. Yeah.
It's just not. And they're just going after these young girls, and I'm like, I don't.
Gross.
This is not like intriguing to me at all. I do not want to watch this anymore.
No, I agree.
So
Hard agree.
honestly, like Madison should just have her own like spinoff.
Yeah,
show.
that would be fun.
I think
would be
she's
fun.
great. But
All right, let's go to the next question.
What's up, Rhea and Fran, and of course Noah. This is Taylor from Louisville, Kentucky, and my question is, if Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera were at their peak in 2025 instead of the early 2000s, who do you think would be more popular? I am a huge Britney Spears fan, but if you really look at it, Christina Aguilera does have the better voice. So I can't wait to hear your thoughts. I love you guys, and I love your show. Bye.
That is such a good question.
It is a great question. I feel like we just also have like different versions of them now,
Right, because
you
I
know,
would
like people
say-
argue the same thing about the pop girls of this generation, of these moments. It's like, oh, their songs are so catchy, we love them so much, but like maybe these other performers have the better vocal range and all those things.
But I do think with Britney, there's more. I don't even know how to describe this, but Christina Aguilera in the dirty era, right?
Yeah.
Is like, it's, it's
Yeah,
feisty, it's like sexy, whereas Britney Spears was a little bit more commercial at times.
Yeah.
So, and I fucking love both of them, and
If
I
you
love
were to
both
go-
their music. And
yeah.
I think
it's
Britney Spears would be more popular, and I think Christina Aguilera would have a hardcore, dedicated fan base.
Yeah.
I feel like any era,
as they do still.
Yeah.
Britney would always be more popular. Like that
As they
that
do
type
still.
of pop is always going to be more
Yeah.
popular.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good question, but
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
is.
they're
Who would you
both.
say they are
They're
right
both
now?
amazing. I'm like,
Like, who would I compare them to now?
Yeah, like
I
Tate
don't know.
McRae.
I know that this is a bad answer too, but I hate comparing Britney and Christina together.
Oh, I do too,
You know,
because they're
it's
so
why-
different,
Yeah,
I think.
and I just feel like their whole lives they've had to deal with that.
I know, ever since the
comparison.
Mickey Mouse Club.
Yeah,
And it's
exactly.
unfair because they're
Yeah.
both so extremely talented.
Yeah.
And they both have amazing music.
Yeah.
And their own looks and vibe
Yeah,
and
totally.
everything is just so different.
Sabrina and Olivia Rodrigo.
Like, you think like they're the versions?
No, not even necessarily those versions. I just think they're both like
pit against each
as
other?
yeah, and are both so extremely popular.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And like kind of in the same age range and like the whole, you know?
Yeah, that's tough.
Tate McRae is definitely like, I feel the closest to Britney Spears in terms of like just similarity as an artist. Like,
Yeah,
dance
but
and
I
shit,
would
like,
she doesn't
say-
have the
she's not as popular.
Yeah.
Obviously.
And I would say, I don't know. It's so
Who has like a voice?
and neither
like-
of them really. I mean, they both have amazing voices, but like Christina's is really insane. But I mean, Sabrina could sing. I mean, we had when Christina came out at her concert and they sang together. That was pretty insane. And it is, you
Yeah.
know, somewhere maybe in that world. I don't know.
Listen, I think they're all amazing. And
Yeah.
I think it's whatever mood you're in,
Yep.
somebody fits the vibe of that.
Totally. Agreed. With the Truly Getaway Pack, each sip is your ticket to an exotic escape. Take a trip with Truly this spring with their Truly Getaway Pack. It has 4 exotic flavors inspired by drinks from around the world: Arctic Berry, Mountain Paradise, Rainforest Retreat, and Tropic Like It's Hot. It's only available for a limited time, so jump on it. Get it while you can, guys. It truly is delicious. It is still only 100 calories, 1 gram of sugar, and 5% ABV. The Truly Getaway Pack has a perfect mix of all the flavors that you want. And honestly, this is the time of year when you're thinking about those getaways. You're thinking about going away on vacation, thinking about a little spring break. You're getting in that mindset. Summer's around the corner. You're getting those tropical flavors in there. And that's when you can get the Truly Getaway Pack. I love the Arctic Berry. That is personally my favorite in the pack. It is delicious. So find the Getaway Pack at a store near you or visit trulyhardseltzer.com. That's trulyhardseltzer.com.
Irie and Fran, this is Maddie from Milwaukee, longtime listener, first time caller. I've been listening to the show for like 5 years now and I love it so much. This is not exactly pop culture, but more about you guys because you're literally my pop culture. I just got engaged last week, and I was wondering what were some of the first steps you took for wedding planning after you guys got engaged? I feel like there's so many things to do, and I'm just trying to figure out where to start. Thanks. Love you guys.
So fun.
That's a good question. First, I would say, congratulations. And I would say, really celebrate yourselves and enjoy the moment for a little bit, a little bit, really soak it in. And first step, decide exactly where you want to get married. Before you start like searching for venues all over the place, like do you want it to be local? Pick the state, pick the country. Do you want a destination wedding? Start there. And then start looking for venues. Yeah. Because if you're like, I could do here or I could do there. Like at first, our brains were kind of all over the place. We're like, do we want to do a destination? Do we want to do this thing? And then all of a sudden we were like, no, we really want to just stay more local. Yeah. I would say that's definitely the first step.
Time and place.
Yeah.
Like it depends on what your priority is too. Like some people have a dream date. That they want. And if you care more about that, then like you circle that date and then you have to find the place that's going to fit into that date. If you have a dream place and you are a little bit more flexible on the date, then you can mold it around that. But those are time and place is really like the first thing, the biggest thing. Yeah. Lock that in.
The season.
Yeah. And then I think you go like big vendors are the most important to book far in advance because they do just book up so fast. It's so crazy. So like caterer, florist, music, like band, if you're doing a band or a DJ, whatever that is, like lock that in early too. And I feel like those are kind of the big 3 ones to try and get in early because they book
those
so
do book
fast.
up in advance. Like getting engaged in July 2023, and then we booked everything sort of before 2024, and we're getting married in April. It's like we had those big vendors booked, but they were like, you have to make the decision now because we have another couple waiting for this date, and it's like so everything does sort of book up like far in advance. Like, I remember music. Our DJ was like, I have another couple waiting, and they could be lying or whatever to get you to book, but it does happen. Even venues. I mean, venues could be booked up 2 years in advance too. So
yeah, it does. So I think those, to me, like those are like the big things that you want to lock in first, and then everything like once you get those locked in, it becomes a little bit easier in between that time.
For sure.
And
if you can, I would recommend. Like if you're a planner and you're good at planning and, you don't feel like you need that much help, you want to do it yourself, go for it. I do recommend the day of coordinator.
Totally.
Because we sort of booked everything ourselves, like the vendors and all that. And then I talked about it on the podcast and I was like, I'm undecided. Do I get day of coordinator? Do I do a wedding planner? We didn't do full wedding planning, but we did get a day of coordinator who they don't just help you the day of. They do help you, months in advance. And, you can always do like, hey, can you maybe help me with this and that? And that is a humongous help so that the day of your wedding, you and your family members are, taken care of.
Definitely.
Hi, Rhea, Fran, and Noah. Apologies. I am a little under the weather, but my hot take is so hot that I had to come out of my
God.
Hot like a fever.
And pick your brains on it. My hot take is that I aggressively hate those like mini short bangs. Who, why, where, when, what, how? I don't know. They're not cute. They're not chic. I don't find them fashionable.
I'm with you.
I think they're so unappealing. Like Miley Cyrus
I'm with you.
and Katy Perry both had the short bangs at the Vanity Fair after party looks. And I'm just like, no, stop it. You're both so beautiful. Don't put those stupid short bangs on your head. So curious to hear what your other fashion items that you also agree are stupid and ugly. Thanks, bye.
I'm so with you. Like, you look at Miley Cyrus, you're like, why? Why do you have those stupid bangs?
I really don't
like I can't get behind that.
And it's just like they fall right across the middle of your. They make your forehead somehow look bigger. Like it makes zero sense. Flattering to the face at all.
We talked about this recently. The bleached brows.
Yeah,
that's
I can
another
never
one.
get behind the bleached brows. Do you like the There's, I don't know. There's certain shorts now. Like I like the micro short. I think the micro short's really cute.
They're so hard to come by and wear.
They are. But I've seen some.
This ass ain't made for a micro short. Let me tell you, I've been trying.
No, they're not. It's definitely not.
I will also say, for a little bit, and we both have them, and you're actually wearing them today. I wasn't sure about the jean sweatpants because as a kid, I think they tried to make those happen as like tweens maybe.
Yeah.
But I love them now.
Yeah.
They're so comfortable. They're so easy to throw on. A good airport fit. Like they really do look like jeans.
Yeah, it just takes a certain pair though.
It does, but
because it's not every. Some brands, no.
I'm into it though now. I'm into it. At first I was hesitant, but now I got myself a pair and I'm into it.
And it has to have a normal ankle. Like it has to have like a wide, like either a wide leg or a normal. I know. And I said it to Kelly the other day. She's gonna get mad at me, but Kelly is the ones that are like they're joggers. I'm just like I think I'm just out on joggers in general. Like I just don't want, if I want a tight feeling around my ankle, I'll wear leggings. You know. So I was just it needs to have like I need to be able to breathe down there a little bit, a little loose, a loose edge. I don't love a jogger.
Yeah, I mean,
I had so many joggers. I got rid of all of them.
Yeah, joggers have their moment. They go in and out. They have their moments, and then they pass, and they come back. Depends.
Yep.
But the bangs is a real good one because I'm with you with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know why anybody makes that decision.
No, it's bad.
It's and I think it's a fashion statement, but it's not one I'm on board with.
No, nope.
All right, let's do one more.
Hey, Rhea, Fran, and Noah. So last week, I did a rewatch of Valentine's Day just because I hadn't seen it in a while and it was Valentine's Day. And it got me thinking, I would love to see another movie like Valentine's Day / New Year's Eve, but like with actresses from today. So it got me thinking, what actors or actresses would you like to see in a new movie like this? And what holiday would you want it to be centered around? Personally, I think maybe like a 4th of July movie. I don't know. I would love to see like Glenn Powell, Zendaya.
I was thinking Glenn Powell. The summer.
Miles
just put him on the beach.
Miles
let
Teller.
me know what you guys think, and have so much fun on Rhea's Bachelorette trip.
No, thank you. We had a blast.
Yes.
I will say the first person when she said it was Glenn Powell. He would fucking shine in that type of movie.
Totally.
Summer vibe, 4th of July. That's great. Maybe a Thanksgiving one, hectic family. Everybody at the end meets at this, everyone's connected somehow, and you don't know it yet. But then when they get to Thanksgiving, you realize how everyone's connected. Everyone's walking through the door with a different dish.
Yeah.
Ooh, that would be fun. Yeah, like Glenn Powell. I could see,
Tom Holland. I would put in there. Put in like
maybe Maude Apatow.
Yeah, like a young. Yeah.
I feel like Maude Apatow would be great in a movie like that.
Yep. Keke Palmer.
Oh.
Yeah.
I would Keke Palmer would shine.
She would shine.
I am addicted to Keke Palmer videos.
I know.
By the way, was watching all morning.
She
I am
would shine.
addicted to Keke Palmer interviews and videos.
And maybe, I like Thanksgiving. Trying to think of that. I feel like that would make maybe the most sense.
It's like hectic and
family,
travel. It writes itself. It all comes together at the end at the Thanksgiving.
You need to have like some sort of travel scenario.
Meryl Streep.
Right. Then you need like parents.
Martin Short and Meryl Streep are playing like married couple.
Yep. Love that. The problem with bringing these movies back too is that's what I was just looking up because I wanted to make sure I was right. But they're all Gary Marshall films, and he is deceased.
Yes.
Which what I'm saying,
sure they could.
Yeah, I'm thinking besides him.
It's not like
he capped like Valentine's Day and New Year's Eve, like they have a certain feel that are very similar that you get in a Gary Marshall movie.
Right, but I'm sure we could recreate it. You know who I would throw in there? Travis Kelce.
Whoa.
I feel like Travis Kelce would like fit into some like smaller role.
He's like somebody's brother.
Yeah, like he would like all of a sudden at the end, he's in it, and he's like a brother who's visiting, who is an athlete who comes into town for Thanksgiving. I could see him in there.
Sydney Sweeney, I bet you could put in there.
Yeah, as Glenn Powell's girlfriend.
Yeah. It's hard because you don't want to redo any, but you think of the people who already have chemistry. Yeah. Like Daisy Edgar-Jones, also great, but that's Twisters.
Maybe Isa Gonzalez. Isa Gonzalez plays somebody she's paired
Throw
up.
Jason Momoa in there.
Yeah.
Like, that's just...
You're just casting all of Hollywood.
But Isa Gonzalez can play like somebody goofy's hot ass wife.
Right.
You pair Isa Gonzalez up with like
you put Pete Davidson. You need like a comedian,
but like maybe even like John Favreau. Like someone.
Okay, you went older.
Yeah, like an older, like
you went older.
Yes.
Yeah, it needs.
I don't know why you're so shocked. I'm writing the movie of the century.
Yeah.
John Favreau and Isa Gonzalez is crazy.
But that's
that
makes for a hectic Thanksgiving.
That's like
just
a White
chef.
Lotus couple, right?
It's just chef in a different font. Like it's just Sofia Vergara, but
he would be directing this, and he would cast Isa Gonzalez as his.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. I'm sure something like this is always in play, so they should think about that.
I'm crushing the casting of this movie, in my personal opinion.
It's a giant cast right
put Michael B. Jordan in there.
Michael B. Jordan would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Can we
you need at least 15 stars.
Yes.
Put Zac Efron in there.
Dylan.
Yeah.
Dylan and Zach.
Yep. Brothers.
Adam Devine. Now it's Mike and Dave Needs Wedding Dates. Aubrey Plaza and Anna Kendrick.
Love it. Yep. Oh my God, there's so many. Yeah, just take every rom-com, put it into
and
one
then just
movie.
Combine everybody.
Yeah, just combine it all together.
Oh man. This Thanksgiving film is really chalking up to be.
Oh, I was picturing July 4th that whole time.
Well,
did you miss my whole Thanksgiving that they all
switched,
show up?
We switched to Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
They
I
show
was
up.
picturing like cookout, but Thanksgiving could be.
Yeah,
cool
I think there's more drama around Thanksgiving.
Yeah, they show up to Meryl and Maureen's house, big mansion, and everyone. Who forgot their mac and cheese?
Yeah, exactly.
The turkey's burned. There's smoke coming out. Oh, look, Travis Kelce's at the door. It's a whole thing.
Yep,
I see it.
Exactly.
All right, that wraps up the Pop Corner. Don't forget to call in with your hot takes, your questions, whatever you want to talk about. We'll talk to you next week on here.
This interview is brought to you by Armani Luminous Silk Concealer. Armani Beauty is renowned for award-winning products that are a must-have in your makeup routine. Armani Beauty believes in enhancing your natural beauty, giving you that lit from within glow. It's developed with the same award-winning technology as the iconic Luminous Silk Foundation. This complexion holy grail is beloved by celebs like Sydney Sweeney and Sadie Sink. The Luminous Silk Concealer is a multi-purpose, lightweight, hydrating, and blurring all-day wear concealer that conceals, smooths, and brightens skin. It provides a weightless, medium buildable coverage, delivering a flawless, luminous finish that feels like your skin. And its formula does live up to the hype. It has ingredients like glycerin, caffeine, and vitamin E to hydrate, decrease under-eye puffiness, and awaken skin appearance while reducing the look of dark circles and fine lines. With 21 shades, Luminous Silk Concealer's diverse range ensures you'll find the perfect match for your complexion, whether you're looking to conceal, highlight, or contour. I love the Luminous Silk Concealer. I have it on right now. I have a couple different shades if I'm looking to conceal or I'm looking to brighten under the eye, maybe a little contour, get around, those little spots that you want to just cover up a little bit. Or if you're doing a light makeup day, which I love, you go in with just a little bit of the concealer. It works. It's magic. You can shop your perfect shade now at Sephora. So once again, you can get your Armani Luminous Silk Concealer. Shop your perfect shade now at Sephora.
All right, everyone, we are here with two very special guests. We are joined by the winners of Love Island All-Stars, Gabby and Casey. Welcome, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We're so excited to talk with you guys. We loved watching this season. And I know you've had a few weeks now, time at home, time to marinate. Has it set in? Like, how do you guys feel now that you've had some time to kind of get back into life?
I can't believe it's only been 3 weeks. I feel like I checked today. We actually got back 3 weeks tomorrow, and so much has happened since then. It's just been 100 miles an hour. So, but it's amazing. It's good to be back, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice to be back. I feel like it's gone so quickly as well. Like time has literally flown, but it's been so much fun. We've been loving every second of it.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure it's flying by because you guys must be booked and busy. Everybody wants to talk to the winners right now. But leaving the villa, what was your guys' idea for the first thing you were going to do as a couple leaving?
It was to go on our first ever date night without anyone watching us. Any cameras. We picked a really quiet restaurant where there was barely anyone there, and it was just so nice to have that alone times to ourselves. And we also got a takeaway. Literally, that was the first night we did, wasn't it?
Yeah, just
without a mic around our neck, which was quite nice. No one was listening in.
Right. You're like, what questions can I ask now that we don't have a mic and a camera attached to us? And here we are being nosy again. You know, you guys are like, oh, finally we get some privacy. But then you have people wondering, like, well, now what are they doing? They're off camera.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. You know what I think it is? Like when you're in there, you have to talk about your feelings all the time. So when we're out, we actually just talk about normal stuff, like what you've done in your day, because every day's different now. Whereas in there, every day's like Groundhog Day. You do the same thing day in, day out. So it's just nice to actually just be living real life now.
Right. You learn so much about each other's real life routine when you're outside. Has there been any like surprising things you've learned about each other in the real world that you didn't know living together in the villa?
I would say Oscar, her dog's probably more her boyfriend than I am. Like, I even get jealous. Like Oscar's getting jealous of me coming around, but I'm getting jealous of the amount of time Gabby spends with Oscar.
I love him though. He's so cute. I mean, you can't help it. You're growing on him though. Like the first meeting was not good. He was like, "Who is this person in the house?" But now he's like, more into.
And is he trying to just snuggle right up in between you guys?
All the time.
Oh my god, all the time.
It's actually, I think for the first hour that he comes round, he won't let him go near me, and then he gets bored of trying to fit in the middle.
Yeah, we get into bed together at night, and like he's in between us, like every single night. And I've never had that before since meeting Gabby, because there's no dogs in the villa, so like,
I'm jealous. So jealous.
And you thought you were gonna have privacy, but here comes Oscar.
Yeah,
I know exactly.
Right here, so
it's too funny.
Always eyes watching for sure. I also saw that when you guys came out there, you were surprised, Gabby, with all your friends and a big party and everything. How was that? Was it so exciting to see everybody's reactions that you guys won?
Yeah, because obviously, we'd spoke loads in the villa about us like bringing our groups of friends together, because we know a lot of the same people, and also just because we just know, you know, when you just like meet people that you know are going to kind of have the same vibe as you. So we were really excited to do that. And then when we first got out, we spoke to Tom and Molly that won last year, because they're obviously Casey's best mates. So we'd arranged to go on a double date with them. And then it was actually a surprise party with all of our friends. So they just absolutely nailed it. I think like we were so excited to see them just as a pair. So the fact that everyone was there as well, it was a nice way to just break the ice with everyone.
Yeah, it was sick.
And it means that we didn't have to set up a party for everyone else. So it was great.
That's amazing. Were you guys right? Did everybody vibe together?
Yeah, it was such a sick night.
Yeah, even better than we hoped. And I mean, everyone got battered as well. It was good fun.
Yeah.
I literally had like 3 drinks and I was so drunk, because in the villa you obviously don't get to drink that much. So like is that what it's called? Intolerance levels. And like I was having one glass a night.
Levels.
Yeah, or intolerance levels for me. But I was so battered after like 2 or 3 drinks.
It was interesting. That's one thing that surprised me.
Oh, right, because now you guys see what you're like a little bit after a couple drinks too.
Yeah.
That's so funny. I was gonna say, that's something that is it is such kind of an important element. It's like when you're dating in real life, obviously you would be going out with your friends, maybe you have a night out, you have those nights, you're like, oh, okay,
this is how we act.
This, you know.
I feel like going on Love Island, like dating is kind of like backwards because normally on a first date you'll go out for drinks, you'll get a bit drunk with that person, but in the villa you have a conversation with them and then you're in bed with them that night. It's like you go like the first time meeting them to be like a married couple with them instead of like the opposite. It's so weird.
Yeah, but like it went down really well, and also that was the first night, and then the second night was it rugby straight after the day after?
Yes,
and then the day after. We went to the rugby, and my brother is like my best mate, but he also is carnage. So Casey invited both of us to the rugby that day, and I just watched and observed, and it was interesting, as I said.
That's amazing. Those are the interactions that you have to watch and learn, and then see what happens. I love that you guys were able to spend so much time with, like you said, you have plans to see Tom and Molly. Gabby, what's that feeling like when you know that like you're dating a new guy and he has his best friend and they're all like, we're gonna double date, but like, did you get nervous having to be like, oh my god, I hope we all get along?
You know the way Casey's jealous of Oscar? I'm jealous of Tom. Because I don't think there's any getting in between them two. No, you know what? Like I knew Molly anyway from before. Like I met her a couple of times, and I knew that she's just gorgeous and a vibe. I never met Tom before, but from everything I'd heard, I was really looking forward to him because I feel like, I mean, if I can get on with Casey, then that obviously means that you then get on with their friends, right?
Yeah.
So they're gorgeous, and we're seeing them tomorrow on Thursday and also on Sunday too.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
Full week of Tom and Molly.
Yeah, I mean, watching their reaction video to you guys winning was so sweet. It was so cute, and you guys must be booked with all the double dates now. I'm sure people are just contacting you left and right, like, we got to go to dinner, we got to go out. How are you making time of who you're gonna see?
It's hard. It is hard.
Yeah, it is. We're not really, to be honest with you. No, we are. We are. We try to as much as possible, but I think it's important also to actually chill and not do any, like, you can't be doing stuff every night because you just blow out completely. So like we're doing as much as possible, but we're also trying to do as much like us time.
Yeah. Because everyone wants to see us, but then we also, before you know it, a week's gone by and we're like, we haven't actually chilled, just us two.
Yeah.
Watch some movies, have some food at home.
Yeah.
Just chill out with Oscar.
I'm trying to get Gabs to watch back Love Island, like our season, but she's like, no, I don't want to watch it. I'm getting too embarrassed. I was like, come on, we won it. Like, it's gonna be a good watch.
Have you watched any episodes yet?
No, I've seen clips on TikTok and that is enough for me. I think if I'm going to watch it, then it needs to be, when you come in from a night out and you're eating food and you put on something on the TV, that will be the vibe when I'm like already a bit drunk and don't really care. And I can laugh at myself, but it just cringes me out. Although the first episode, I feel like I've already seen the worst parts with the red flag game and stuff. So maybe,
I need to watch it back.
Would you watch it back if you went on it?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Watching yourself is so hard. I mean, because you pick up on little movements that you make, right? It's not even like maybe the big fights or whatever that happens. It's really just your overall demeanor of how you act. You're like, oh, that's the way I move my hands. That's the way I move my mouth when I talk. Right. Why are my eyebrows moving? Why is my hair? It's all the like little things like that. I feel like as girls, we pick apart.
Totally.
Exactly. But Casey doesn't have any sort of
well,
he doesn't care. I mean, you saw the videos, so he wants to watch it.
No, the last couple of years I never watched myself back, but I think this year coming off actually with someone and like being able to win the show, you're like, of course we're gonna watch it. Like, come on, let's stick it on.
No, definitely, and it's you guys. Maybe you just watch your own parts and enjoy that, because I also think can be tough when you're when you have your relationships and your friendships and whatnot, and then you watch it back and you're like, I can't believe she said that. Like, you didn't know, in these moments when you don't see everybody's like confessionals and what everybody's saying. So sometimes that can be a little tricky. But I do want to go back to the villa for a little bit. And Gabby, you were in there from the beginning. What did you think, your first impression of Casey when he first came in?
I was like, oh God, here's trouble. I No, I was excited, I think, because there wasn't really anyone else in there for me at that moment. And I already had fancied Casey beforehand. Like, we'd had very brief interaction before. So I knew that I fancied him. So I was like, okay, this is like actually the start of maybe my journey, because someone's in here that I can talk to, that I hope I'm going to have a vibe with. Obviously, I don't know, but on initial attraction, I was like, yes, okay, this is good. Good vibes, aren't you?
Yeah. Casey, what did you think when you went in and saw Gabby? Like, because there may be a little test here or there, but nothing. Like, you guys were pretty locked in.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like I said before, I've done it a fair few times now, and I've never had that sort of connection with Gabby than I have with anyone else. So it was just so nice and so refreshing. Actually going in from the start, before Gabby's made a connection to anyone else, and actually grow together as a couple. And like, there was people coming in here and there, and like, yeah, maybe there was the odd chat, but like, I genuinely wasn't interested to get to know anyone else.
Yeah.
Which was just so nice. And it's just such a different experience of Love Island for me.
Right.
Instead of all this like, oh, triangle, like who's he gonna pick? What's gonna happen?
Yeah.
Like, it was so nice just to like do it without any hiccups, really.
It's nice to be locked in. Casey, going into this, mentioning being on the show multiple times, what was your mindset going into the season? Were you like, I really need to find somebody, or complete opposite of like, shit, I'll just go in and see what happens at this point? I mean, I already done it a bunch of times before.
Do you know what? I think it was just go in and just be honest and don't fake anything, and just be like you have been the other times. And I think that's obviously why the producers wanted me to come back, is because I was very, oh God, I'm getting a call coming through. Can you see that?
Yeah.
There we go.
You're back.
Because I was just very honest with my opinions, with my feelings. So I think that's what they love. So as long as I stayed the same, and I think the producers were a bit gutted when I was proper into Gabby. They're like, oh, his head's probably not going to turn now. Like, that's annoying. But like, I couldn't help it.
Yeah, and the other part of them is probably like, I mean, finally. Yeah.
Yeah, literally. I was like, thank God.
And you guys really kind of stayed out of any of the drama that was happening, or watching, maybe some arguments go down. What were you guys like whispering to each other when you would see some of the other couples kind of have these other moments? Like, I just picture Curtis and Ekin-Su when they were yelling and then they started kissing, and it was like, are they fighting? Are they not fighting? Like, can you guys hear them when that is happening?
Yes.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, sometimes we can, but we can definitely gauge what's happening from the conversation, from like gestures, hand movements and stuff. So when Ekin...
Well, you think you can.
Well, you think you can. So when Ekin's like swirling Curtis 1 second, and then 10 minutes later she's like snogging his face off, everyone's like, what's going on here? Like, I don't really understand. So you can kind of understand, but it's the funniest thing ever, like watching these conversations happen, but you've got no idea really what's been said. And like, you can ask someone, oh, what did you talk about? And they go, oh, don't worry about it. And they don't really want to talk about it again. So when you finally watch the clip back and you see it on TikTok or in an episode, you're like, what the hell? Like, that was so weird.
Yeah, but you even said when that was the weirdest 10 minutes ever.
Yeah, I think there was a clip where I was like, what a weird 10 minutes that was, when they were like arguing.
When you're scrolling on TikTok and you guys see a clip of yourselves, are you scrolling past, or are you watching it through?
Watch the whole thing.
He sends them to me. I try and ignore them, and I just keep getting like messages, and it's me tap dancing or something, embarrassing.
I saw a clip of me crying the other day, and I was like in beach hut, like sobbing, and I was like, Gabs, take a look at this.
I couldn't even watch it. I only watched like 10 seconds, like 5 seconds of it, and I was like, oh no, I think that's an it. sobbing over Scott. But you know what it is, when you're in there, it does feel so real like that, and like you feel these emotions. But now when I look back, I'm like, oh,
yeah,
right.
Crazy.
The emotions are so heightened because you're so blocked off from the outside world. When you got back to the real world, did you feel your emotions kind of level out, or where are your emotions at now after being so heightened in the villa?
I think just in general, like, you know, when you're in there, like, yeah, okay, everyone becomes friends and stuff, but they're not, like, when you see your real friends and, like, you know, people that you hang out with on the outside, it is like a bit of a relief, because you're like, okay, these are the, like, my people, you know?
Right.
But I think, like, with me and you, I think that it feels even better now that we're out, because when you're in there, you are kind of restricted in a lot of ways as well. Like, you don't really have any time to just be on your own and actually just, like, you know, think about it and let things sit with you, and, like, think about actually how you really feel, because, you know, you're in a couple and you see each other every day and you have to talk about your feelings every day. Like, you'll talk about something and then in the morning you have to talk about the same situation that you talked about like 12 hours before, and I'm like, nothing's changed. So I think, like, since we've come out, it just feels a lot more like real and, like, deeper, do you know?
Right. And you don't necessarily have to harp on the same situation morning and night. Like, if something happens in the morning with you two, you can kind of be over it by night. But in the villa, you may have to talk about that for 2-3 days in a row.
Yeah, for sure.
And also, like, you talk to, I mean, we haven't actually had anything to talk to my friends about yet, but, you know, you talk to your friends about stuff and your mates will just tell you straight up how it is. Whereas in the villa, you never know, like, what to think with anyone, to be honest.
So many different motives.
It's very true. They love to do the twist of everybody bring the Islanders back for that final vote before the finale of sending a couple of them. They have to, like, give their reasons. How it's uncomfortable to watch as a viewer. How uncomfortable is it sitting there and watching it happen?
Well, we thought we were safe because we were sat on that extra sofa thing.
Yeah.
So we were sat there, you know, just about to get our popcorn out and chill. And then obviously Liv stands up and goes to a Grace straight away, and we were like, oh shit, maybe this could go down the wrong way for us. But it is actually really tough, just because you don't know what to expect for anybody, and, like, these people have been on the outside, so you never know what they're going to say. So it is scary, isn't it?
Yeah, I was shitting myself.
Right.
I was thinking, oh God, here we go.
They all have their phones. They see what's going on. They know, like, they've got back to the world and they're coming back. Has all the drama with the screenshots been, like, debunked and over?
Honestly, we don't even know what happened with that.
Yeah.
The whole thing's so ridiculous. I wish it never happened.
Yeah, like, look, Liv says it's true, Grace says it's not. Like,
it says she said forever, you know. That's always
and then you never know if people can fake screenshots these days. There's different screenshots going around.
And
that's what I mean.
And to come in while none of you have your phones, but they do, it's so disorienting. Like, how do you defend yourself when you don't even know exactly what they're talking about? And it feels like a this definitely happened rather than a did this happen? You know, it feels like an accusation rather than a question.
Yeah, that was really hard for Grace. She really struggled because, as she said, she had no access to her phone and couldn't defend herself. It was literally just a case of, I would never do that. And you know what? Like, you have to just like, we believed her. I mean, I don't believe that she would have done that. And I think we just had to support her in that moment, because I would want someone to support me in that. And we still don't know if they're true or not. I think everyone's just trying to just forget that it ever happened.
Exactly.
Move on.
Yeah. Casey, when you got your phone back, what was, like, and you see, like, oh, Mitch got involved. Like, do you just go, oh no?
God, yeah. I was like, what is he doing? Messy Mitch for a reason.
Yes.
I was like, what are you doing, Mitch?
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, but I had your back. I was like, I don't care about that. I don't want that. Like,
I don't need you to have my back.
Like, I would have rather him just totally not got involved in that situation. Look, I've got love for Mitch. Like, I appreciate, like, he was maybe trying to support me, but that's not the way to do it. Like, just vote for me on the app. Don't post anything on social media, like putting another couple down.
You could support you guys without putting the other couples down, for sure.
Yes, exactly.
Were you guys surprised by winning? Did you guys think it was going to be somebody else?
Yeah, we were shocked, so shocked. I don't know if you heard it, but in the final, everyone was cheering so loud for Grace and Luca, like all the South African fans. So at that point, we were like, yeah, fair. We'll be happy top three. Like, we don't really care. So, like, to then be in the final two, let alone, like, actually win it, was was crazy.
It's
like
crazy.
Nuts.
Yeah, we actually could hear that, which was wild. They were loud, so it was interesting watching because it did feel like when we watch. I'm like a crazy person here, so like I have a VPN so I can watch it. UK time, so because it's a little delayed in the States.
We get the episodes here,
and I'm like, I don't want, especially at the end, it's spoilers. I don't want to see who. I want to be able to watch it.
And
it's crazy because I'm like still trying to figure out a way. I'm like, how can I vote? Because I'm so I'm like,
I know. I got spoiled on TikTok. I started getting fed like 10-minute clips at a time. I'd just be sitting there for 10 minutes on my phone. I'm like, I'm watching the full episode on my phone by now because it's getting spoiled. But then we don't want to miss out.
Do you guys realize how big the show is in the US? Like, it's crazy.
We heard, because I think it was on Peacock TV, right, for the first time ever. So we knew it was, I guess, going to be bigger than previous years, because normally it's on like Hulu with like a 2-week delay, right?
Yes.
So we knew it was going to be bigger because it was like only a 3
It was only
day delay.
Yeah, it was like 2-3 days. Yeah.
2 weeks. So we just assumed it would be bigger, but we don't know, I guess, to the scale of how big.
You guys are gonna have to take a trip to New York.
Yeah, you definitely do.
Yeah, we need to come. My best mate lives in New York as well, so we'll come see you.
Yes.
Yeah, I think even here, like we don't realize how big it is either until you, because we kind of just get on with our normal lives, and then you go to. I was just been shopping with my mum today, and there was like all these like younger girls, because I was on the show 8 years ago, so everyone is like pretty much like my age, people that had like grown up with me from the last show. But today there was like all these like young teenagers like following me around, but then I turned around and they'd hide behind like the fake people, and I was like, this is so
because you're scary.
I just don't let on to people. I just try and put my sunglasses on.
Isn't it so funny though to see some of the younger fans and you're like, oh my god, you guys are watching this show and they're so young compared to
young.
Yeah, but I feel like it's quite PG now compared to the one that I was on when everyone was like just smoking ciggies and having sex on TV.
And they were very, and they were, it was, and everyone was open about it.
I didn't have sex on TV then.
I love how you said, when you said that's when it was good, but you guys just won this season. So it's good.
Yeah, well, you know.
Yeah. Good old days.
Yeah, definitely. What has been, how do you guys manage social media now? Because Casey, what's really funny is I think too is like, your TikToks go viral in the US and they have for like years, where people are like, have you seen this guy? And they have no idea that you're like from Love Island. They just like, there's like a really funny connection. I'm like, yes, Casey from Love Island. They're like, oh my God, his videos are so funny. So it's like, it's so interesting now, like watching all the social media and the commentary back. Like, have you felt that?
Yeah, do you know what's weird? Because I did the New York Marathon in October. And like back then, that was after my second series I'd been on, but more people recognize me out there from like, oh, it's Casey from TikTok, like, what's up TikTok, all that sort of stuff. So like to go on it again, and I guess to probably be obviously be recognized more now for Love Island. It's weird, but like I absolutely love my TikTok. Like I'm going to carry on doing it. That's not going to change. So for me, like social media wise, I'm just going to carry on doing me, I guess, and just being like the same authentic self that I was before the show, just with Gabby. And
I was going to say, Gabby, are you like, all right, I guess I'm jumping in these.
Apparently.
I used to grab the phones in the villa and like just walk around like, what's up, TikTok? Here's the gang.
I didn't really use TikTok before I went in, so I'm trying to get used to it.
Yeah. Well, no, I see.
She loves it.
Yeah,
she loves
it. It's so huge, which it's so fun to see. But at the same time, like commentary and everything can be crazy. You know, how do you kind of navigate? Like even when you guys were out, there was an event with other cast members, and they're like, "Where's so and so? She's not in this video." Like blah 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 blah. Like how do you guys have to like deal with that?
Just to ignore it.
Yeah.
Like, it's so ridiculous. Like the fact I had to put up a TikTok, and it was before Grace and Luca got there the other day and I had to put in the caption, "Don't worry, Grace and Luca are late. Like they're running late. Like relax." And then all of the comment section, like, "Thank God you said that. Thank God you said that." And it's like, what the hell? Like,
it's so ridiculous. You even have to add that in the caption before you post. You're like, oh, let me overthink everything and make sure I put in the caption that they're not here yet, or else everyone's gonna take it and run with it.
Yeah,
but you're right.
Have all these conspiracy theories, and they're like, "Oh, they've definitely had a massive argument. Like they've fallen out," and it's like, no, they just were late.
Yeah. There was some press last week that we were on the verge of splitting up because we hadn't posted something on Instagram for one day.
Yeah.
One day.
Yeah. If you guys go 24 hours with one little Instagram story not being up,
honestly, what?
It's crazy. That's why it's best to just ignore it, because when you ignore it, you're like, okay, well, they'll see in 3 days when we are out to dinner. You know what I mean? Like, you can't answer to everybody, or else you'll drive yourself crazy.
It's exhausting.
Yeah, can't keep everyone happy for sure.
No, definitely. All right, we're gonna wrap up shortly, but I do have a question, and it is sponsored by Armani Beauty, who is one of our amazing sponsors. So this one is going to be for Gabby. I think what we love watching all the girls get ready and take all that, they get the hair, the makeup, everything. What's some beauty confessions you have from the villa of what's going down in the dressing room with all the girls?
Oh, the girls are worse than boys. They're absolutely minging. There's so much rubbish everywhere.
You were literally the hairstylist for all the girls.
Yeah, I did all the girls' hair and makeup. Well, not all of them, but a lot of the time.
How long are you guys in there for getting ready?
Hours.
Oh my God, kill me now. I'd be like, so everyone would take around at least 2 hours to get ready. So I would go and have a nap and say, can you just wake me up in an hour? Because I don't want to be sat in that changing room talking absolute waffle for 2.5 hours in those horrible bright lights.
Did they
boys
give
honestly
you
nap for 4 hours while the girls get ready?
That's so nice.
That's crazy.
It's unreal. It's so nice. And there's only one shower in the villa as well.
Place,
so all the girls have to shower first before the boys even start to shower. So we're chilling.
Because they got to wash their hair.
You guys have to be careful with the hot water out there, or is anybody taking cold showers at the end?
Yeah, it was a bit temperamental every now and again.
Right. That's I'm funny. I'm like, that's my high maintenance question of ooh, if they were going to lose hot water, that's going to be a no for me.
Right. You don't want to be one of the last. You want to get one of those. Did everyone give each other time limits in the shower? Okay, you get 5 minutes, you get 10 minutes.
The boys, the girls all had to shower first, and then the boys went in afterwards. But once again, some girls would just take the piss and stay in for ages, and then other people would just be in and out. So you just have to get in there first before you see certain people coming.
Omar took forever. He's got the longest skincare routine ever in the shower.
Triple cleanses.
Wow.
Yeah, but whole body cleanse 3 times.
To be fair to him, he does have good skin.
I was going to say probably fantastic skin.
It works.
From what we could see on TV, he does have beautiful skin. So. Yeah, he does have a certain glow to him. I will say
he does.
For sure.
He does.
So, do you like Omar then? Yeah.
Yes.
We're gonna have to start triple cleansing.
Yeah, for real.
Double cleanse, not enough.
All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for making the time to come on with us. We're so excited.
Thank you so much.
And when you do make your big trip to New York, and everyone's going to be so excited. Yeah. We guys can come back and we'll chat. We'll have so much fun.
Yes,
that would be amazing. I'd love to do that.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you guys.
Thank you and congrats again.
Much. Congrats again.
Thanks,
yeah.
Cheers, guys. See you later.
Amazing. Bye.
All right, that wraps up today's episode of Chicks in the Office. Thank you so much for watching and listening. We love you guys so very much, and we will talk to you this Friday. We're back for Friday episodes. Cannot wait. We'll talk to you on Friday. Love you guys so very much. Enjoy that beautiful weather if you're in a nice area right now. All right, love you guys. Smooches.